Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Today I'm going to be reading The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I am super excited to read this book. This one, I had to wait like 3 days for it to come in the mail, and I know it's a first world problem, but in book world, it was suffering. It was suffering. So this one I'm really excited about, and I have really high expectations for it because of how much I enjoyed the first one. Like, again, it's weird because the first one, there was really nothing special about it, but I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And so I am really excited, and I hope that the second book captivates that same essence and that same magic that the first one made me all like giddy and like, about. So from my understanding, The Ballad of Never After, of course, follows Evangeline, and she got betrayed by Jacks. And so she's like, I'm never gonna trust this guy ever again. But circumstances happen, and now instead of like a love curse that was kind of like the main idea of the first book, it's now like a murder curse. Now I don't really know what a murder curse entails, if that means like people just suddenly drop dead or if people become murderous. I feel like it's the second, and Jacks and Evangeline have to like team up to kind of like solve this and like make sure that everybody doesn't like kill each other, all that kind of stuff. And so it's really fun to just like watch that dynamic of like Jacks not trusting anybody and Evangeline being like super trusting and naive and really cute and all that stuff. So I'm really excited. It also said like in the summary that she discovers her own magic. So I don't know what that could mean. I am so excited. Like, I love when characters have magic. It's gonna be so cool. So I'm really excited. So without further ado, let's crack this book open. But wait, we know the drill. This book is a hardcover, so that means this dust cover has to come off before I can actually read it. So I wonder if there's gonna be a picture. Sometimes it's pictures of the Divine Rivals, but ooh, okay, there's a very, very subtle like arrow here. And I wonder if it's because of that like fox story that Evangeline is obsessed with that nobody seems to know the ending of. Like, it's about like that hunter and the fox is also like a woman, and it's like, do they fall in love? Does he kill her? Like, no one knows the end of it, so I'm assuming that that's what this little like arrow is for, and I think that's really subtle and cute. So let's crack this book open for real now the dust cover's gone. So I'm about 100-ish pages into The Ballad of Never After, and this book still has like that cute, magical, kind of whimsical aspect to it that I'm really happy that stayed. So far, now I misunderstood the ending of the last book. I thought that the Valerie arch did open, but it turns out it didn't. I just thought it did, because she can't open it. No one can open it without those like stones. And so she finds out that like with her magical blood, she can open that gate. Like, we knew she could open up doors and stuff. And so like she can really just open up any door, any archway, really anything like that. And so in order to actually open the arch fully, she needs to get these stones. And obviously she doesn't want to get those stones. Like, she doesn't know what is behind that arch, like what is inside that arch, especially because like she doesn't trust Jacks, right? Like, he betrayed her and he really wants that arch to be opened. So she ends up finding out that she and Apollo have this like mirror curse, meaning that whatever happens to him is gonna happen to her. So they kind of find this out when she gets like when they kind of like slash Apollo. No spoilers about why that happens. And it kind of happens to her as well. And they're like, whoa, like what happened? Like, she has this mirror curse. And then he also has another curse, like this like murder curse that we knew from like the ballad of like the archer and the fox. And so he has that curse. And so obviously she wants to save him. Like, he's technically her husband, who we still don't really know what his actual personality is. And I'm like dying to know, because he seemed really pompous the like kind of first few seconds we met him, but then he was under the love spell and like all that. So I have no idea if he's actually like this sweet, gentle guy or if he's actually just like a complete jerk. I have no clue. So of course, because of the circumstances, Evangeline has to team up with Jacks and Chaos to basically cure Apollo, but that means that she has to open up the arch. She doesn't want to open it because it's the only way to cure him. So she's kind of stuck in the situation again where she's like, I don't want to trust Jacks, but Jacks is so like hot and like cool and like, no, I gotta stay away from him kind of vibes, and like that so much. And she's also like, she's not as naive in this one. She's definitely grown since the last book, but she's still like cute and innocent, but like she doesn't believe as hardcore in her like happily ever after as she did in the first, but she still does. Like she didn't lose that. She just kind of like matured a little bit more, became a little bit more realistic. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. They're now kind of looking for these stones. Chaos already had one stone, so like makes their lives easier. They just gotta find 3 more. So I'm excited to see like how she's gonna find the stones. Like how does that work? Like apparently because she is like part of the prophecy, she's kind of like drawn to the stones, and she's not the only person who was ever born into the prophecy. There have been a bunch of other people and they've been killed every time. And so hopefully she's not one of them. So yeah, it's really interesting to know that she's not just like the only special person in the world. It's like, no, there are other special people, but they kind of got killed. So yeah, so she's kind of working with Jacks and Chaos right now to like find the stones, open the arch, and save Apollo, which of course we don't know what will actually happen. So I'm going to continue to read and I'll update you about the halfway mark. See you in my next update. Now about halfway through the Ballad of Never After, and the scenes with Evangeline and Jacks, like, oh, yes. So where I'm at right now is we know that Evangeline kind of teamed up with Jacks. She didn't want to, but here she is teaming up with Jacks and being like, oh, I care about him. No, I don't. Why am I jealous? Like all this stuff. And so they're looking for the stone, and they kind of have an idea of like where the stones could be with all the great houses, and all the great houses are going to an event in the book. And one of the guys' last names is Slaughterwood, and I cannot get over how hilarious all the names are in this book. Like Vengeance Slaughterwood. You can't get any more direct than Vengeance Slaughterwood. And also every single person who writes for the Daily Rumor has the exact same last name. Doesn't matter where they are, they all have the same last name, even if they're in like different parts of the world. That's also just like really funny to me. And oh my goodness, like all the kind of hints to Jax's past is so fascinating and so exciting to me. It's really just adding even more depth to his character, to the world, to the story. Like, I don't want to spoil it for you, but like it's just such a fun ride. Like she's like trying to piece together like these details about Jax. Who was he before? Like how did he become a Fate? Why is he the way he is? Like Evangeline wants to know, and I want to know as well. So yeah, she's still kind of looking for the stone. There's still like a lot of stones to find, but like I'm just really loving like the interactions she's having with Jax, especially like she'll see him kind of like flirting with another person and she'll get like really jealous and then be like, why am I jealous? And she's like, I don't understand, like what's going on? Like, do I care about Jax? No, I don't care about Jax, he's a bad guy. Like all this and all their scenes together, like the tension is like, it's so beautiful. So I'm gonna continue to read the Ballad of Never After, and I'll update you either like towards the end here or when I finish the book. So I'll see you in the next update. So I'm almost at the end of the Ballad of Never After, and I'm like screaming at these Jack and Evangeline scenes. I'm like, ah, but like in the best way. I'm a sucker for romance, what can I say? Like, when she was hurt and he was like holding her and he's like, I'll help you, I'll save you. Or like when she was like bawling because of like something that happened after she got the stone. And like he held her and he's like, it's okay, like you do what you had to do. And I'm like, oh, it's so cute. I got a lot of feelings. I have a lot of feelings. So aside from their cuteness, it was really cool because we were able to see another character who was actually in the same position as Evangeline without exactly saying how or why or who. She meets another pink golden haired girl who was originally like one of the other prophecy key people, but then she kind of like faked her death and escaped. And so Evangeline's like kind of the next, which I thought that was interesting because like usually like in terms of like prophecies and stuff, like a person does have to die for like the new one to be born, but it doesn't seem like that's the case for this prophecy. So it was cool that there were like two of them. There's Evangeline and then the other pink and golden haired girl. And I just thought that was really cool because she's kind of like seeing her potential future. Who knows, like, you know, it depends on like what path she takes, but she's kind of in a way seeing like what she could be in the future, and she doesn't want to be like that. She has to take different steps, and I'm like, that's really neat. And the Traveler's Inn, I want to go to this Traveler's Inn so badly. It's so magical. Food magically appears on the table. It constantly smells like warm bread and apple cider. It's like cozy, time passes differently. Like, it sounds like such a vibe. I want to go there so badly. And she just met this little dragon, and I really hope it's like a pet or something because that would be really cute. She can be around this cute little dragon, but I would love to just live in that Traveler's Inn so badly. It kind of reminds me of the place that I went to last year for my vacation. Here's a little picture of it. It was very cute, very picturesque. That kind of gives me Traveler's Inn vibes, but like Traveler's Inn has like the magic to it, and I'm like, oh, I want to go there. And also, I am such a sucker for these like characters telling the truth, but they don't want to tell the truth scenarios. So much. When she has like the truth stone, she's talking to Jacks, trying to like, you know, get him to tell her some actual truth. And like, I just love those, especially when he realized what's happened and he's just like, oh, I didn't mean to say that. Like that kind of thing. I'm like, yes, like that's so much fun. This book is so much fun. I'm having so much fun. My heart is like wiggling around with happiness. So that's my little update for you. I'm going to continue to read, and I'm going to update you when I finish this book. Having to pause to update, I'm like, I got to update you on this, but I'm also like, but I want to keep reading, but I had to update you on that. But now I'm going to go back to reading. So I will see you when I'm done the book. I just finished The Ballad of Never After, and my heart hurts so much. This book, I need a lot of moments because of this book. I need a lot of moments. Discovering what Jacks needed the stones for was really devastating, especially like from Evangeline's perspective. And then like Evangeline and like discovering like what's actually inside of the Valerie Arch, and then like the discovery about what happened when they were in the Valerie Arch, let's just say. And like, I did not expect that at all. I didn't expect anything that happened in that entire area, especially what happened to Evangeline when she was in there. And I was like, no, like I know there's a third book, but like I didn't care. I was so involved in the story that I was like losing my mind. I was like airless screaming, like there were just like so many emotions going on. And then like, and then just to hurt me even more when we get to the epilogue, and then like, just everything. It hurts. It was so good. It was so good. I don't want to spoil it for you. That's what part 4 is for. But like, it was beautiful, but it wasn't beautiful. It was tragic. It was the most tragic possible thing. Like, I can't imagine like people who read this book and had to wait for the 3rd one. I'm fortunate that I have the 3rd one right here, so I can read it immediately, but still, whew, yeah. So as you can guess, I'm also going to be giving The Ballad of Never After a total of 5 stars due to just how awesome it was. It was well written. There was a lot of great character development. It tore my heart in half, very similar to other books that we've read before together. This book, what it did to me is it took my heart out of my chest and showed it to me. And they crunched the heart in half, cut it into tiny little pieces, tried to sew it back together, and then used a stitch ripper again. That's what the book did to me. And that's 5-star worthy. So I hope you'll join me in the 3rd part where we talk about A Curse for True Love, which is the final part of the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I'm really excited and also really nervous, and I really hope that it's a happy ending because, like Evangeline, I believe in happy endings as well. So thanks so much for watching and coming on this emotional roller coaster with me. I'm really excited to read the next book. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. That way you get notified anytime a new video comes out. If you're interested, of course, in watching me read A Curse for True Love, then you definitely want to hit subscribe. And any other kind of books, I read popular books, I read romance books, I read fantasy books. Those are pretty much like my main domain. And then there's like the occasional, like whatever's kind of like trending in the world book, lots of book talk stuff and booktube stuff. So if you're into books and you like watching me read books, also hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!